Hello everybody, my name is Griff. I am here going over the newest Gala that was just launched today, or just announced today rather. As you can see, there are the two characters on the side, which is Gala and Gala Bahamut. We're focused on this. This news just came out today, and we have free summons on the 5 days of this banner. So I'm doing this video today instead of when I would usually do it tomorrow, so that I can properly cover it and I can properly go over Harl tomorrow, because I think I'm gonna have a unit review on Harl tomorrow. So look forward to that. You may notice we have a Lowen Among Us character in the corner. This is something my editor made for me that we were using for anniversary. And I just decided that I hadn't used it in a proper video yet, so I think I'll just put it in this video. You'll probably see it eventually in, eventually at some point you'll see this in the video whenever that edited version of the digest comes out. But as you can see, he turns when I'm talking, and then he turns back around when I'm not, like that. So, essentially, for this banner, I think, and by the title of this video, you can probably tell, this is the most unique unit in Dragalia Lost. It's not even close in my mind. Because this unit does something that no other unit in the game does, and I believe it's for a lore reason. So first we have here Gala or Zethia, rather. Zethia now holds the power of Bahamut, the Worm of Genesis. As her pack is only half complete, she cannot fully use his abilities. However, even that portion of his power is enormous, as it is the price she pays for using. As is the price she pays for using it. So basically, the idea behind this is that she has half a pact. And as we go down here, you'll notice that there is only one skill here. And in fact, Gala Zethia only has one skill. She only has this Genesis Circlet ability. Whether or not we will see another unit like this in the future, I can only think of one other unit that I won't say because it might be spoilers for the story, but I can only think of one other unit that would ever be like this in the game. So it's cool to see that she only has one skill, and this unit is very confusing. As we scroll down here, we'll kind of yep, there we go. This phone didn't want to scroll. As we scroll down here, we'll see Gala Bahamut, and I think actually we should probably go over Gala Bahamut first, because these two units are so tied together. So let's go straight to Gala Bahamut. Gala Bahamut. Behold Bahamut, the dragon who reigns supreme over all, designed to appear before you. What is it? That's odd that it's written that way. Powerful dragon who has existed since primordial times. He wanted people and dragons to have free will and potential, but he lost his body in the fight against the progenitor and can no longer interact with the world. Even though we're going to be playing SM, yes. So there's Catalyst Beam. The skill is a unique gauge that has 3 bars attached to it as the skill, and is filled by standard attacks and dragon strikes while the user is shapeshifted. So essentially this works kind of like Ilia works, where you're going to have this gauge that you have while you're shapeshifted, and then once you hit 3, it will be at the strongest. Upon using the skill, or best a number of bars that are currently filled. Basically, the more bars you have, better it does. You should really only use it when you have 3 bars. The first one deals damage to nearby enemies on the target. 2 bars deals damage and gives it team defense amp. 3 bars deals damage and gives a team strength and a defense amp. And as you can see, the damage also goes up. You have to remember that these mods are doubled because he's a dragon. So essentially, you're going to be doing basically double the damage that you see here in terms of modifiers. I believe this is currently the biggest modifier in the game. I think it's past Beast Volk, who we got last month. So very strong dragon ability, or a very strong dragon skill rather. And then as we go into abilities, you'll see strength plus 120%, and then Almighty Rage fills 30% of the dragon gauge at the start of the quest and extends the shapeshift time by 100%, but doubles the amount of dragon energy required to shapeshift. Also grants the user Dragon Strike while shapeshifted as Bahamut. The Dragon Strike deals damage to multiple targets and enemies near those targets. The maximum number of dragon gauge that abilities can fill at the start of quest will be limited to 50% for the entire team. So essentially, when you have him, you get that 50% of the dragon gauge filled at the start of quest, very similar to Remiel. However, you can't use things like Dragon Worm Prince and Dragon Gauge Worm Prince basically to get more. Like with Remiel, you can get like 60% about as a helper if you have Remiel as a helper. With him, you only ever get 50. But you do have double the shapeshift time when you transform into him. So that is pretty cool. I would imagine that this double amount of dragon energy would only apply to Bahamut as well as the shapeshift time, but it's possible that, you know, every dragon in the game would have double the amount of time and additionally require double the amount of transform into. It might be a cause and effect of this dragon. We'll have to see once he is released. Again, I like to do these videos usually a day after the banner comes out or the day that the banner does come out so I can get some information about it. But with something like this, I feel like since everyone has these 3 summons, you know, it's an obvious yes, you should summon. And I'm so excited for this banner. I'm so excited for these units. I just want to cover them today. I'm definitely going to be getting both these units if I can. I'm really hoping I can. I have enough to guarantee get one. So if I had to pick one, it would be Zethia. But I'm hoping along the way I can pull Bahamut. So yeah, there's Bahamut. And as I said with Bahamut, and as I said with Zethia, these two are very tied together. So her first skill does damage to surrounding enemies. During this attack, the immunity will be used to knock back, and damage taken will be reduced. The skill gauge for this skill will be filled automatically by attacking energy, but also gradually fills over time. This is very similar to Gala Prince and Delphi, who both have very high SP costs because they're timed skills. I believe Delphi's skill comes up every 8 seconds, and Gala Prince's second skill comes up once every minute, I believe. So it's kind of like that. And then you see, the amount of time required to fill this gauge will increase each time the skill is used up to twice per quest. Abilities that increase skill gauge fill rate will not be affected by this automatic increase. We already know that. And as you can see, there's the times here, and there's a shared skill of 6k SP. Fairly low, and usually those are based off of the most powerful version of the skill. So I'm wondering if this is the indication of the final time. So hopefully it won't take too long. She has strength ability and team critical damage amp equal light res. New term here, critical damage amp. We're going to actually see that as we go down below. Then we have the very long description that we're going to go over. So, grants Zethia a summon gauge and changes the shapeshift button into a summon button. Tapping this button summons Bahamut. While Bahamut is summoned, the power of certain standard attacks will be greatly increased and Bahamut will attack automatically. After attacking a set amount of times, Bahamut will automatically use the Catalyst Beam skill. The damage dealt by Bahamut automatically attacks, and the skill will be used identical to the dragon Gala Bahamut's attack and skill. While Bahamut is not summoned, certain standard attacks will fill the gauge automatically. Swiping to dodge during a standard attack will carry out an additional attack towards surrounding enemies. Performing a standard attack during this unique dodge will then resume Zethia's standard attack combo from her most recent attack. Dodging again immediately after Zethia uses a unique dodge will instead result in a standard dodge. In addition, Zethia will deal damage to surrounding enemies when she does a dodge attack. This attack will only activate once per dodge. Zethia cannot unlock a second skill. So, essentially, from what I'm gathering from this, basically when you summon, you hit the summon button, it's kind of like Dragon Type. It's very similar to Personas, where instead of them actually transforming into something, they bring out basically an AI that attacks for them. In the same vein, you basically just summon Gala Bahamut as its own entity, and he'll enter the phase and do his attacks as he does normally, which means you'll be using this ability here basically as an automatic skill, which means that you'll be giving your team a strength amp and a defense amp at level 1. Now you notice both of these are going to cap at team level 1 and they're introduced to team level 1. So my idea behind this is that she's going to be able to cycle through these amps very quickly, probably at least once a minute, but they only stack up to 1 from her, so you'll have to use the rest of your team to stack these even more. Then, while Bahamut is not summoned, certain standard attacks will fill the summon gauge. Basically, that's how most Dragon Drive units work. Swiping to dodge during a standard attack will carry out an additional attack towards surrounding enemies. Performing a standard attack during the unique dodge will resume Zethia's standard combo. Essentially, if you dodge a move when you're carrying out a standard attack, it will do an additional attack. And then it keeps the combo count and it keeps the combo duration, which we'll get to with her third ability, why that's important. And then additionally, Zethia will deal damage to enemies when she dodges an attack. This is very similar to Ilia. When Ilia dodges, she kind of does like a shotgun spray in front of her. I'm assuming this will be something similar to that. The most interesting part is Zethia will not unlock a second skill. I don't know if it refers to this and saying she won't have a second skill in that sense, or if she's saying she only will ever have 1 skill. It's hard to see, and I imagine it won't be that case because she does have the shared skill cost of 10. They could have just given her a shared skill cost of 0. So I think that she'll still be able to equip shared skills, but it is interesting that she doesn't have the second skill. So it could be interesting to see what shared skills we'll use on her, given her other ability. And then you have Blessed of Creation, reduces susceptibility to blindness and paralysis by 100%. And then you have the third ability, the 5th and 9 attack in Zethia's standard attack combo grants her a critical damage amp with a maximum team amp level 1. Notice there's no cooldown on this, which means that she'll be able to cycle through this very quickly. And if we go to help, I don't know where it actually, help and support, is it help? Question mark? Yes, it is. Let's see, there should be one for amps itself. Maybe there isn't. Drag adventures. I don't know, it's motion. I don't know where it is. Is there one for buffs? Afflictions? No. I don't know where it is. Somewhere it details this. Essentially a team amp level 1 is a 20% crit increase for 30 seconds to your entire team, which is huge. That is a huge buff that it seems like she'll have 100% uptime on. I don't know why she wouldn't be able to have 100% uptime on it, unless she attacked it very slow and isn't able to cycle through. But the 5th and 9th attack means you get 2 in your standard attack combo, meaning that if you do 2 standard attack combos, you're already going to cycle back through this at least once. So I don't know why she wouldn't have 100% uptime on it. And then additionally, with Gala Bahamut, she's going to be giving a team strength and defense amp. So I do think this unit is extremely strong. I think this unit is extremely overtuned a little bit. It doesn't seem like she has a downside other than not having a second skill. And it's possible that she won't want to run skill damage since this attack takes so long. And it seems like it also doesn't have iframes on it. So she might want to run something else. This unit would benefit a lot from a standard attack print, kind of similar to Gala Vascula. But I think the biggest thing about her is that she can seemingly run Bahamut without any downside. Meaning that she has 120% strength dragon in her ideal state without the downside of the shapeshift problem. Because if you're running this in co-op, shapeshift gauge is probably going to behave like Dragon Drive. My phone's lagging for some reason. It's probably going to behave like Dragon Drive, meaning that it's going to be independent of the shapeshift gauge. So I don't think that you would need more Dragon Drive in order to transform than you would normally. This also applies to someone like Joker, but Joker already has so many special dragons and so many special abilities that I think it's a little bit less. He might want the skill damage to someone like Arsene, or, you know, Reborn Nidhogg or something like that. But I think that she really wants Bahamut in an ideal situation. So yeah, I do think this Bannersaur summoning on, I'm definitely going to be summoning on it. This is the type of unit that shapes metas to me. She currently has a exclusive amp. It's very likely that a new unit, maybe even Haro, will also introduce this amp to another element. But her ability to cycle through amps is, and basically have this unique amp that's basically a souped up dagger collab, is very strong. So I am thinking that she's going to be extremely strong. I think that this wall of text might be a little bit intimidating, but I don't think she's as complex as some of the other units like Mitsuba or Valerio, where you're supposed to be cycling through skills like every 3 seconds, cycling through like different phases, you know. Someone like Alex, who just has a wall of text, once you know how to play her, is very easy to understand. You just switch between skills, and that one skill does one thing, one skill does another. If you switch between them, they do something else. Kind of that. But there's a lot of text there because there's so much information. This seems kind of similar to that, and I don't think the complexity will transfer to her gameplay in the sense of her being hard to understand. But I do think she's extremely unique because of the fact that she only has one personal skill that is hers. So yeah, I am very excited. I'm hoping I pull her day 1. I'm really hoping I get her on my free summons. This is one of the units that like defines gameplay for me. I'm really looking forward to playing her, and I'm really looking forward to pulling her and Bahamut. So if I don't get her on my free summons, look forward to that video. Going, if I have to 300, I won't be upset about that, but I'm hoping to save more for the future. But also tomorrow I expect a video going over Haro and maybe a little bit of the event. I don't know if I'll go over the event until part 2 comes out, but I'll definitely be looking at Haro, seeing what Haro has, and seeing if I can get him to a point where I can see all of his power as a unit. So look forward to that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and comment, and I will see you guys next time.